Did you produce this music yourself?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. You're with Fresh Black Coffee. We're having it's been a while since we've done this, so Dave and I are getting our sea legs back.
Yeah.
Our land legs, I guess.
Oh, I sabotaged your board. That's what's wrong.
Well, that's a part of it. Yeah, that's a part of it. So, but it's good to be back. I was in California. I guess I'll tell you, our son, our third child, retired from the U.S. Coast Guard.
Big.
After 21 years.
That's the full ride. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And actually he did more because he had a 2-year sabbatical flying for United Airlines. Then during COVID, he decided to go back in. Mm-hmm. And then that added a few, and then 4 years at the academy. So, Lieutenant Commander Huff is requested permission to go ashore. And they granted him permission to go ashore, and he is now ashore. But he's going from the friendly skies of the United States Coast Guard to the friendly skies of United. So he'll be flying for United Airlines now. But anyway, we had a good time. It's first time in several years all of our kids got together. So
wow,
we had all the kids and grandkids. In fact, I don't know if we talked about. I think we have. I have a newer one. He's 2 years old now.
He's the one in town here.
Right. He's the one here. And so we're walking through the airport, and we're in Denver, and they have those long conveyor belts is what the only thing I can. Moving sidewalk kind of.
Yeah.
To speed you. People mover. Thank you.
Yeah. My dad loved those. You just stand on them.
Yeah. Or you can walk slowly, instead of hustling to your. Anyway, so he's walking with his mom hand in hand, and then he sticks his hand out. He takes my hand to walk with him. So the three of us are walking there hand in hand, and our oldest son, he's in the back. I didn't even know this. He has a picture of us, and our grandson, he's the only one. The 2-year-old's the only one that figured and looked back at his dad.
Oh, nice.
So it's a picture of him looking back with the two of us walking this way. And so, but anyway, it was a good time. Good to see all of the kids and grandkids. We were just out there in Southern California for our oldest granddaughter's graduation. She just graduated and broke my heart by choosing Baylor over Texas Tech. So
blasphemy.
Yeah, blasphemy. So anyway,
wait a minute. Oh, it didn't work.
It didn't. Oh, you know why it didn't work?
Huh. There you go.
How dare you?
There you go.
So anyway, but no, she'll do well. She's like her mother, very, very smart. And in fact, she basically got a full ride. Cheaper for her to go there out of state than it is. Well, Baylor doesn't really do in-state or out of state because it's a private university, but anyway, but it's cheaper than California and even Texas Tech with a legacy scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah, they worked a deal out for her. So I can't complain. Well, it's not my money anyway. But
Rich Baptists.
My daughter, those rich Baptists. I guess if they want you, they'll make it. It's like when my daughter went to Pepperdine and they told us how much. Mm-hmm. Back then, this is what's so funny. Oh. Back then, it was $30,000 a year,
which was huge.
Wow, 30. Wow. Yeah. Well, Pepperdine's are 100,000.
Yeah,
over 100.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was back then. And so anyway, but the first thing they had a meeting at Heritage Hall in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yes.
Their version of Holland Hall.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway, so the guy who is doing the meeting for prospective students to recruit there in Oklahoma City, he says, here's the price tag that I said, but don't worry about it, because if we accept you, we will find the money for you to go.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we get this call from this counselor, and she said, it's real funny because, Mr. Huff, this is so-and-so, Pepperdine University, and a financial aid office, and we're doing your daughter's package and and I'm sitting there, okay. And then she starts going through, and I would say, well, I work for XYZ insurance company, and they have, forget that. We have a much better one than that. And so she was poo-pooing all of my, financial investigation and looking into things. And by the time I think when my daughter graduated, after 4 years, her entire student debt was under $6,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was $120,000 for 4 years, but that's how. Yeah, so that's the key for you people out there who may be afraid of prices and costs and everything. If a school wants your child, if they want it, they will find the money because they're competing all the time to get the best students.
Yeah.
So now Oklahoma has their own deal.
Mm-hmm.
The I can't remember the name. Do you remember?
Promise?
The Promise, Oklahoma Promise Scholarship. So if you're an in-state student, they basically pay all of your tuition. Okay. I mean, with the 2.5, you have to have a 2.5 grade point average.
Yeah.
From junior high, from graduating from high school, 2.5, and they will essentially pay all of your tuition and books.
The key thing is signing up. Tell us about that.
Exactly, because my former administrative assistant here, her daughter, they didn't know about it. Yeah. And so, to me, I think it's wrong. I mean, to make them sign up in junior high, it's like the seventh. It's the seventh grade. You probably went through that fight, or did your parents not know about it either?
No. They didn't know about it either. In fact, that's something else that was actually a sore subject with me when I actually went to college, because when I graduated in 2006, 20 years ago, I was actually the last class.
Eddie, we don't have him on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You want to introduce him?
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is just some guy wandering in off the street. He's been sitting here trying to get in on this conversation.
I've been trying to talk, but I guess nobody heard me.
No, I am so sorry.
You know what? It's kind of like real life, though. I mean, because that's exactly what's happening in all elections, all political. The people that want to be heard are actually not being heard at all.
That is true.
So that's the craziest thing.
Right. So let me introduce you.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Bisogno. Or Bisogno,
Bisogno.
Yes, if you're Italian, that's
just put something like Bisogno. You know, do the fake Italian accent. Yeah,
goes great with pastrami and
prosciutto.
I was going to say
prosciutto.
Prosciutto. There you go.
Salami.
Anyway, Aaron, continue to tell us your story. And then we'll introduce you more formally.
Sure. No, first of all, thanks for you guys having me on. I mean, I really appreciate being able to talk to anybody, even if we weren't on the radio or on air or on podcasts. It's awesome because connecting with people is really what life is about. Mm-hmm. And you guys know that more than anything.
Yeah. It's hard to do it in this July heat too.
Yeah, no, that's why we're inside. And I mean, I'm glad. I wonder what this podcast would be like if we were outside and like under a tent.
Yes,
4 minutes.
I know 4 minutes.
Towels
like
over here.
Work out all my sweat.
So anyway, continue. What happened in your situation? We're talking about the Oklahoma Promise Scholarship.
Yeah.
You're not getting it.
Yeah, no. So I didn't even know about it. My parents didn't know about it. I mean, there were 4 kids growing up in my family, and we all had different paths that we took, and it was ingrained upon us to go to college. And I never really was, thought I was going to go to college. I thought that maybe eventually I was going to get some kind of like scholarship for playing sports, but the more my career gone on, my talents kind of went away from me. And so I started applying to schools, and I was going to go I went to TCC right off the bat, or a community college, because I didn't know the year after they started the Tulsa Cheese program where they were going to pay for you to go to TCC. I have friends that graduated 1 year after me from other schools, and they actually got in the program, but I was the first one left out. And so I didn't know about any other. And then I did continue going to school, and then I started to realize that it wasn't for me, because like I think a lot of the schooling, it's really good, especially like if you're going into a field that really needs the collegiate acumen and you need to learn certain things. And
the sciences,
yes, exactly. I think everybody that wants to go should go, but like I started to realize that it wasn't for me, and it was better for me to get a full-time job and then learn more about life that way and get more experience that way. And my friend said the same thing, because we originally didn't know what we were going to do. We thought we were going to be like filmmakers. And so we went to school for film, and we kind of just got caught up as like, oh, well, school is actually not only an opportunity in many fields, but like the field that you want to, you can build yourself up. And he realized it right away that it was going to take more than a Herculean effort from you. It was going to take a lot of like sponsorships, a lot of people with money, a lot of different things. And he kind of bailed early. I still continued it because I did believe in it, and I worked really hard, but it came to a point where I couldn't really afford school anymore. And then I ended up, just getting a full-time job and then going down that career path. But,
So what career path did you end up taking?
yeah, so I ended up taking financing. That's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm a loan officer at a finance company, and I've actually been doing it for almost 15 years now, advising people, helping them clear their debts, looking at all their budgets, helping them with insurance sales, a bunch of different things that go along with it.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you have an insurance license?
I do. Yeah, I have through the state of Oklahoma. I'm licensed to sell term life insurance.
Okay,
and also, it also covers like annuities and stuff. But my company doesn't carry that.
Term
portion.
or whole.
Term
it's
or
all
whole,
in the
yeah.
same license.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, term or whole. Yeah, you know better than I. Yeah,
Annuities
I'm
is a bit
studying for it
different.
now.
Oh, you are? No, that's excellent because my best friend, his wife, actually just decided to take the test on a whim because she wanted more accreditations and licensing. So she's really smart. She's probably one of the most brilliant businesswomen I've seen before.
Who's this you're talking?
Oh, this is my friend's wife,
okay.
Tanya.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
so I just noticed something. Now, you got something on your T-shirt here.
Oh yeah.
Is that Uncle Ben or Uncle Tom?
No. That's Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, that's Shaquille.
Yeah.
Shaquille Oatmeal.
Yeah,
Shaquille
Shaquille
Oatmeal.
O'Neal, yeah.
Shaquille Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can turn a little bit, maybe so people can
There you go.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
see
shows.
that pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaquille Oatmeal.
Shaquille
That's interesting.
Oatmeal,
So,
yeah.
what's the story behind Shaquille Oatmeal?
So, and again, this was ironically, this is my best friend whose wife I was just talking about. He actually gave me this shirt like 5 years ago for Christmas, and he knew I would love it instantly. And he knew the reason why, because he's actually the reason why he was one of my closest friends is we've been talking about I don't want to say political stuff, but we've been on to the government and all the degradation of what's happening in our society the last few years and how they're pushing like certain items like transgenderism, and then also the division between black and white, and then just almost every possible thing that you could cover.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we talked about is like how stupid it was when they pulled Aunt Jemima off the the label, and that really ingrained me because like first of all, it made me think of like two separate things. Like first of all, I never thought that it was racist, and number two was like that was actually one of my favorite like childhood icons and one of my favorite jokes from Family Guy.
Well, hey, when you're a lineman for
Yeah.
Jinx,
Yeah.
that's just part of your diet.
I know, yeah, pancakes, exactly, yeah, pancakes and syrup, exactly. We had Aunt Jemima growing up, and I always looked at it, and then I her story, like how she was a former slave, and then she ended up cooking, and then she created a label and a business for herself based off of her own hard work.
Oh,
and,
that's right wing capitalism. We can't have that.
yeah, no, we can't. It's
it
too
doesn't
good for
fit
you.
the narrative. that
Yeah,
they're
bad
wanting
role
to
models.
push. Yeah. So anyway, so you're telling me your friend.
Got me this shirt because he knew I would love it, and it was just amazing. And it's just a great play on words, obviously, with a Shaquille and the oatmeal, and then obviously just shoves it right back in your face, like, oh, okay, you want to take black people off the label? Well, here's the most loved, arguably one of the most loved American athletes that's ever played sports, Shaquille O'Neal, and he's always ingrained in the community. Everybody
He's
says
everywhere.
nice thing. He's everywhere. He's in every commercial ever. Exactly. He's always known as a jokester.
Terrence Williams.
Yeah.
From Broken Arrow, orphan kid who's now like friends with Trump. When they pulled the Aunt Jemima line, he started Cousin Terrence's.
Yes, I've seen him. Yeah, Cousin
Yeah.
T's. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Cousin
he's
T's.
been on a couple of national podcasts that I've seen.
We got to get you a Cousin T
Yeah, no,
t-shirt.
I've seen it.
Terrence, if you're out there, free advertising.
Free advertising in the syrup. I mean, I would like to try it to syrup because I've never tried it before.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, the reason Aaron is with us today is not to talk about Shaquille.
I mean, I could
Oatmeal.
talk for hours about Shaquille
I'm sure
O'Neal, and I've got another one. I didn't wear this other one. You'll love this one too. His brother, my other best friend, his brother gave me another shirt just for my birthday this year. It's got LeBron James on it, but he's got a cinnamon roll head, and it's Cinnabron.
Ooh, there you go.
Cinnabron.
There you go.
See,
So
that's what you need.
yeah,
Let's talk politics.
yeah. So you're running for the city council.
Yep.
And what district number is that?
District 2.
District 2, which covers, what does it cover? I think it goes all the way from Jinx, West Tulsa.
Yeah, it's West Tulsa by Tulsa Hills, like West 81st Street, all the way down, I believe, to 23 Southwest Boulevard on the west side of the river, and then it crosses all the way to the east side of the river.
To my crib.
Yeah, to 61st. I think it stops at, I can't remember if it stops at Yale or
Utica, I think.
Utica. and then it goes all the way down to like 101st and Riverside.
You know what? It does go over to Harvard.
Yeah,
that's a large territory. Actually.
Yes.
You gotta win a lot of people over.
Yeah, that's the climb,
totally
sure.
different demographics, because you got affluent people in Jenks and some in West Tulsa, and then you got the you
got the rednecks in West Tulsa,
like you.
The proud, no, I'm not. But the proud rednecks, and I mean
the proud rednecks, like my opponent, definitely.
Yeah, and you're in that district.
Yeah,
you live in that district.
I'm in the poor part of the district by 61st and Peoria.
I am now too. Apparently, I mean, it didn't used to be like that. But
61st Peoria used to be an intersection. Now it's a whole region of Tulsa. Yeah.
A friend of mine. You might know him or have come into contact with him. He used to run the gas station at 61st in Peoria. This one right on the corner. It was R&R.
Sure.
R&R Food Store is what it was called.
Okay, yeah.
And that was this friend of mine, one of my clients, and all. Yeah, so,
yeah. It used to be a Circle K.
Yes.
Yeah. Way.
Yes.
Before,
the R&R. Yeah, it's an R&R gas station now.
Right.
Yeah.
Before, and it was,
that used to be Circle K. I remember.
That was before Quick Trip ran them out of town. Mm-hmm. That's a story in itself.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about you today.
Yeah, no.
So, Aaron, you are now running for city council there in District 2.
Yes, sir.
And this is not your first time. Is this your second?
No, this is my fifth, actually.
This is your fifth time running. Oh, and so what is different this time about the prior 4 times?
I don't know if anything is different other than the tone that I hear from people. And when I first started in 2014, I really thought, I was trying to play the game. I wasn't really like taking hard stances on anything. I was just saying, hey, I would just want to improve the community. I was just, wanting to, see if we can make change things, because I didn't think that we were spending the money properly. Then come like 2016 with the Vision 2016 package that was passed. And then 4 years later in COVID, it's just kind of warped everything super speed to where I'm just like, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't understand what's happening. And I've tried to make impacts because, everybody always tries to help their community. I mean, anybody who, is complaining about it, obviously they've tried to do something. Like with the main thing that people always complain about, my mom included, is that we're just overrun with all the vagrants and all the trash. And you can tell that there's a lot of crime. All the businesses have left. That shopping center that's right across from ORU, that's been there my entire life. There's always been lots of shops in there. I counted it one day. There's 33 storefronts that are closed.
Yeah, it's funny. I drove through there just last week and was shocked.
It's a ghost town.
Empty. Yeah,
it's literally a ghost town. And like I remember my dad had his blimpies on the tail end of that shopping center, like closer to ORU, where that Alibaba is, the Mediterranean food.
I used to
I like the gyros
there. I used to buy them there. Yeah.
Yeah, but like those 3 stores right there are the only ones in that. And then if you go over, further down, it's like literally only McAllister's, and then also Nordagio's is open, I know for a fact. And then I know they're doing work on the old Zio's building, but every time I pass by there, and all I hear from our representative is that, we've got economic development coming. There's packages coming. People are coming. I mean, and even
no specifics, there's just a pat answer.
I know. And there's like a sign that says spring, now leasing spring of 2026. We're in the middle of the summer right now.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody leasing. And, and I hate to keep bringing up like other people, but they've mentioned to me, and my mom made a great point the other day too, is that nobody's going to want to move to this area anymore because they know it's bad. I mean, it's gone down. We literally have people living at our bus stations, like that are within a mile radius of our house.
Well, and
we're sandwiched between the 2 major thoroughfares, where our neighborhood is right in between 81st all the way to Riverside and between 71st and Riverside.
Right.
Those are
the fastest growing neighborhood is Joe Creek.
Yes, that's right. That's where our house is, right by Joe Creek.
Joe Creek.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There's always been people that have lived under there, because I remember when I was in high school, me and my brother used to take walks along the Riverside, and we would go under there, and there would be maybe just one, like, looks like somebody left their, towel, blanket and stuff here, but just one. Now it's like 30. Mm-hmm. Like, so you can't.
They have their own homeowner association.
Yeah. I guess they're
a homeless
now.
Association.
Yeah. Well, they have to belong somewhere. Yeah. I mean, you got to belong somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is something that area has, but it's not alone. I mean, when I ran 2 years ago, you remember the whole situation off of Mingo.
Right.
Yeah, Mingo between 101st and 111th.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing, you got a hole in camp. And then, well, I don't want to go down that road, but it's spread all over town. And we keep hearing these promises of these new homeless residencies. Remember they built the mini homes or mini apartments for them?
Yeah.
Has that happened? Have those been finished yet?
So I think you're talking about West Side, the village. I think it's I can't remember what the village is called, but they were building like houses for homeless there and then moving them in, and then I think they had like certain sections. I don't know if it's completely done yet. I think they are still building units, but I do know that there are people that they've moved in there. I haven't had a chance to take a tour or go talk to them because I really would like to see, because that's one of the things that you'll never see. And obviously I know everybody wants privacy and they want to keep everybody's information, and we're not asking to get into people's lives, but it is really weird how they can't tell you like, well, which homeless people are they helping, like where did they come from, what were they doing before, how did they become homeless, because that really is important. And it's not that you don't want to help anybody, but you would like to know, okay, did I just help somebody that stole like everybody's money and was addicted to meth and crack, and now we're just giving them a fresh start? I don't know that. I mean, I don't know what. If you even go on in the Safe Move Tulsa, that's another thing that they're taking money for. There's so many different organizations that the government is working with to try and take money to use this as a process to help homeless people. But there's not really any real information. Just like you said, all they keep saying is just basic flat information. Oh, we're spending X amount of dollars. We hope to complete it by this time. We're way ahead of schedule. That's basically it. Thank you. Have a nice day. That's it.
I think the money is, I think, being eaten up by the people starting these organizations, so-called nonprofit organizations.
You would assume that
somebody's profiting.
You would assume that right away, and it's just so infuriating because they're never going to show you the tally, and they always reference like, oh well, Tulsa can't operate off of a deficit, and they can't operate of a profit. They have to always stay flat. And then, well, you can send everybody online to show your budget all day long, but that doesn't say anything because in those budget, it'll say like 800,000 infrastructure, but it won't tell you exactly like what the infrastructure is for. And then,
which brings me to another thing. This is very important because when I was running, one of the things we made a point of, I don't know if you remember, Dave, but was the old State Farm building, which they're turning into this police fire communication center. It was a big communication,
AKA a money pit.
Well, essentially, yeah. But then what happened? They backed out of it because they said it's irredeemable. Condemned it that it's not suitable even for renovation.
Isn't it asbestos?
It was asbestos. There's all kinds of things
mold
that would need. But then all of a sudden I heard, were you talking about it earlier, that they want a budget now
$25 million more,
$25 million now
throwing it
to renovate this building.
And I wonder where that's coming from, the money.
I wonder where it's going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, both,
both are valid points.
It's going to be a bond issue probably. And so you know where that's going, to a certain bank in town. And then you've got different other hands in the pot and so forth. And I live off of 91st between Mingo and the Memorial.
Oh, yeah. You're in the sweet spot then right there.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where they're supposedly widening the road. And it's going on 2 years now. 2 years they've been doing this. And it began right after the election. Of course, Lori Dector Wright lives in that area.
They're neighbors.
Are you really? That's crazy.
But she can't.
That must be fun.
But she can't even bring them or get them. I mean, honestly, if I'm living there and I have to get out of our neighborhood every day to this mess, and I would drive 4 out of 5 days a week, there's no one doing anything, or you've got some guys, 4 or 5 Hispanic males out there shooting the breeze, drinking coffee, and I'm thinking, these are your tax dollars not at work.
Well,
and it just drives you nuts. It's inconvenience everyone in the area. It's just sitting there, and the road is going to be an old road by the time they open.
Ready for resurfacing?
Yeah, ready for before they open it. I mean, I don't know what's going on, and it seems there's no oversight. There's no real oversight on this to hold these people to task. That, I mean, honestly, I'm throwing all this stuff out. Now, I'm not sure if this is city or county. I think it's still city. In fact, I'm sure it is. If you go up Highway 75, 36th Street North, the soccer complex.
Yeah.
We were going to build one at O'Brien Park.
Yeah.
Which is existing
That's
park.
a county park, isn't it?
County park.
County park, yeah.
And it would have it's at 46th or 56th. It's
66.
Or is it 60? So it's way up there. But anyway.
Wow. It's really, really far up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son lives there.
But we could have redone that and then develop the whole area where people actually live.
Sure.
But then, no. We're going to build it over here. So they bought somebody's land. It's right across from the dump. The
open air dump?
The open air dump there off of 75.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's right. I mean, the dump's on one side of the street in the soccer complex. It's beautiful soccer complex. You drive by and there's sprinklers going. The lawn is being mowed. The goals are there. Nobody playing soccer.
Yeah.
Really?
Nobody playing soccer. The only people that are utilizing, this is what's funny, is these Hispanic teams.
Yeah.
They'll go out there and you'll see them out there playing, on weekends, playing their games. These are just amateur, pickup games, and these guys go out there, which is great. I don't mind it. But it's just crazy that we spent all that money, supposedly, because the way it was advertised, we're going to bring in these national tournaments, soccer tournaments in Tulsa. And there's no hotels, there's no restaurants, there's nothing in the area.
I know.
Close to it.
No.
So why are you going to bring it in? Oh, and actually it's right across on the other side of 75 is the BMX.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing that they touted, the United States BMX headquarters are right here in Tulsa. I mean, how many people are still into BMX?
I thought the old Driller Stadium was supposed to be a BMX complex.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
No? I don't even know what the old Driller Stadium is used for now. I think it's just mostly soccer, isn't it? For their professional team? Or do they play at One Oak?
Yeah,
I guess?
Is that the one? Is it by La Fortune, the old Drillers?
No, it's 16th and Yale.
Oh,
right by the fairgrounds.
It's the fairgrounds.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No, I remember. Yeah, that's that.
Which, by
land.
the way, was the greatest. That's where the stadium should have stayed. I mean, because like in downtown, like everything else, it's like, oh, hey, look at the jewel of our city. Instead of putting it where like there's people and like everybody could come and all that stuff. It was such a great area of the town.
It's about who owns the property and who are we going to bail out.
Bingo. That's exactly it. In fact, 2026, it bailed out the property owners downtown.
Yeah.
And if you go downtown now, one of our kids gave us a gift certificate of some restaurant where food's overpriced and not that good. And you walk in and they looked at us like we were aliens or something because it is yuppie kingdom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Preppy and yuppies. It's unbelievable what has happened to the center of Tulsa. The center of Tulsa is like a foreign land.
Yeah.
You've got all these, and it's these people they've imported the Kaiser money. Kaiser gave $10,000 bonus to anybody that'll move
per year
to
per
Tulsa.
year, like indefinitely, or
I don't know for how long. But in fact, I just met somebody who out of state that said, "Oh yeah, a friend of mine moved to Tulsa. They're getting this money." And I
didn't even know about that. They were offering people $10,000 to move to Tulsa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Kaiser.
And then you could apply for extensions on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but it's like being in a foreign country. If you come from anything south of 31st, and then especially if you go into the suburbs and all, it's a totally, like, to me, the best I've seen as far as true urban planning and renovation and bringing an entertainment district is Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Main Street and Broken Arrow.
Absolutely.
I mean, we go there all the time. The restaurants, ice cream parlors, you name it. They've got that old train station there.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And then you've got their theater out there. I mean, those guys. In fact, I was on a flight with the city. They have a city planner. They actually have. We don't have one in Tulsa.
I thought we used to have one though.
We did, but not anymore.
Oh.
And so we have a city. I think we still have city manager. I'm not sure or not. But
I think
as
you're
far
right, yeah.
as far as a planner, we don't have a planner. Well, this guy's whole job was planning. We're sitting on this plane ride from Dallas or Houston somewhere, and nicest guy. And he was just laughing about Tulsa and saying how we do things different. And he said, yeah. And this was before the whole Main Street renovation there, you know, when they were in the process of it all. And I was telling him how the 4-lane roads, all the roads are gone 4-lane,
Yep.
and they're still working on it. And the only negative thing, they still only have one high school. They've got to work on that. They need another high school. But anyway, the difference between Broken Arrow, even if you go to Bixby now, if you've seen Bixby downtown, what they're doing there, have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
It's a whole different. It's going to be very nice.
They've invested Bixby. That's what I've noticed a lot of, because I obviously grew up in the Jenks school district, but like Broken Arrow and Bixby have definitely upped their game on every level.
Well, they stole your coach.
Yeah, I know.
Montgomery.
He was actually my favorite coach when I was in high school. Montgomery. Oh yeah, I'll tell you something that people don't talk about anymore. One of my favorite lines from him is like, he would always teach us like proper technique for pass blocking and run blocking. He's like, man, get your hands to the holsters, put them up. You got to get them up there.
Sounds like guns up.
Oh, here we go.
hey,
But he's a great yeah, no, I was so thrilled when I heard of all of his success. And I mean, I would say that I couldn't believe it, but I can believe it because I knew he was a good coach. But that's incredible that he was able to, like, I think they won 3 in a row, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Well, Bixby, I think they've won the last 10 in a row, even before he got there.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
yeah.
They moved up to 6A.
Yeah.
They were 5A when you were playing.
Yeah. By the way, that is the dumbest thing. I have to go on this quick tangent because like that's the dumbest thing that ever happened. When I was playing, there were 32 teams in 6A, and now it's 6A1, 6A2, and each only has 16. And now there's 2 titles at 6A. No.
And you know what? They call it
title.
They call it
one title,
a state championship. It's club ball with only 16 teams in the club.
I know.
You know, they have like how many long lists? Each one get to say we're state champions.
Yeah.
And it's club ball.
And I remember somebody telling me from the OSAA or OSSAA, like that they wanted it to mimic it like the NFL, because the NFL had 32 teams. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, you had 4 divisions of 18, or when it was 8. It was 4 divisions of 8 teams instead of 8 divisions of 4. But still, you had. You could always see where the lower teams were, and then when it got time for the playoffs, you knew the top half was definitely going to be there. Now it's just with only 16 teams, like the competition is way less.
And at least have a playoff between the 6A1 and the 6A2.
That's what I was going to say. Make it the Super Bowl. Do the NFL AFL merger.
I really want, because there's 4 teams now. There may be 5 that are super schools.
Yeah,
their enrollment's way higher. Than the rest of them. I mean, if you're like a Stillwater or Pryor or Bartlesville trying to compete with a Broken Arrow has 3 campuses that they could turn into 3 high schools, and all 3 would still be 6A1.
I'm sure they would be. Yeah, with the amount of the student body that they have in there, definitely.
The second biggest by population high school in the nation.
Where's the
Broken
biggest?
Arrow?
I did not know that.
It's New York, something.
Oh, gotcha.
PS number 29,
PS 121.
59.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They think that if they're going to get that gold trophy in the trophy case, they got to have this huge draw from, because they need 11 players. And they think that their real goal is that piece of plastic with a gold shiny fish. That's a real trophy.
You mean it's not real gold?
It's not.
That's a bummer. They told us it was real. I mean,
you and your teammates were the trophy. The kids you raise up and develop, they are your trophy. The school district that thinks that it's a piece of plastic has lost their way.
You're absolutely right.
Replaced.
And think of all the kids that could have been developed.
That's it right there. Because if you got 3 high schools, now you can have 33 kids on the field at any one Friday night.
Yeah.
And then you still have a kid come out of McLean.
Yeah.
And end up being
all world
top running back. Yeah, in the NFL. I mean,
that's what I was going to say, because like we've definitely churned out like good college prospects and pro players, but like if you look at Jenks, like it's not like a pro or a college factory. I mean, they come from everywhere across the state. There are great players everywhere. I mean, I was fortunate to play with some great players. Who I hope to see tonight, Chase, like Beeler. I know that he went to Stanford and played for Harbaugh, and then got to play in the NFL, I think for San Francisco, and was on the practice squad.
Yeah, so. And that's exactly what happened in Alabama. Found some tape on this kid from McLean.
Yeah, the coach from McLean sent the tape to what's his name?
The Alabama coach.
Alabama coach. Whose name we
He's
can't.
retired now. We're allowed to forget his name.
Nick Saban's name. Yeah, that's funny. So, Aaron, back to your because we'll start chasing rabbits.
I know. I mean, I talk to you guys all day long. It's fine.
But so tell us the main priorities that you see for Tulsa, particularly your district.
Gotcha.
What do you see needs to happen there?
Absolutely. And I do apologize if I butcher this, but there's really only one priority for me. We've just got to stop the money flow. We've got to stop the money flow from all these different programs that we're putting to. I think one of the main the main complaint is that nobody really understands where the money is going. Nobody understands like all these corporate interests. Nobody understands like why we're spending $70 million on the Gilcrease Museum to redo it. And then they hide it in like 2016 packages. And then they tell everybody that you voted for it. That's what you voted for. But I didn't vote for it. And then you brought up again they need $25 million for they're going to redo the building, or they have
State Farm.
Yeah, they're going to have to redo that. I mean, $25 million. Like, why do they need that? I mean, that doesn't seem like that's a function of government, especially. And then I know they were just cheering on how they're going to bulldoze those hotels that were dilapidated, 51st and Yale, or 61st, 51st area. And they're going to put a bunch of money on that, and they're going to raise the hotel tax. And so it just seems like at every step of the way, if the government can spend more money, they will. And
that's just it. Stop. They think throw more money at it. If we any problem, throw more money at it.
Well, a lot of it, though, I think, is private interests who have their hands in government pockets. That's, if you really dig deep down, you'll see that it's the construction companies that we used to have 3. I think we're down to 1 or 2 now. Crossland, it seems to be doing, in Manhattan used to be one, and then there was one other, I can't remember the name of the other one.
Becco Construction. Yeah.
Becco. What happened to that? Are they still around?
They're still around. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's the money going to these other interests. And here's what's funny. Back when I was on KFAQ, the radio with Pat Campbell, the Pat Campbell Show, and Pat was always pushing this, we want our state taxes going to in-state or local companies.
Sure.
The problem with that is, which we're seeing now, is that once you limit who's in the pie, who gets a piece of the pie, they don't work as hard for that piece of the pie. And whereas when you open it up to any company, not just in America, but internationally, for example, when I was in Uganda, I was told the roads were dirt roads, and any asphalt roads had big, giant potholes in them. I went back, wonderful roads, but they're made by Italians. The Roman road, the Italians still make the best highways and roads.
Really?
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Yeah, still to this day.
That's crazy.
That is their thing. They're highway and road builders. And I would say build good roads that are going to last. We keep it our weather because it's hot and cold. If we can put a man on the moon, if we can find all these cures to all these illnesses and do all this technology, surely somebody can figure out a formula of asphalt or road that's not going to blow up when it gets cold and then hot again, cold and hot again.
You just did something incredibly amazing because, and that's what I hope I can bring it back around in a circle to it. But that's exactly what the problem is. They keep feeding you these lines and they keep repeating them. that was whenever I ran not the first time, but the second time, I remember I went to an ODOT meeting that Jeannie Q was leading, and then they were talking about it. And the guy said, well, because of Oklahoma, the weather factors in. And so we have to plan like extra months of periods of time into it because it could be hot one day and cold one day. But you just repeated that. And I hadn't heard anybody say that in years, but that's probably what they tell people. That is probably not the truth, because there are way more, especially in the contiguous U.S., there are way more locations that experience way harsher hot, heat, and cold snaps than we do, and their roads seem to be just fine.
Have you ever noticed if you cross the Red River and you hit the Texas roads?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, quiet,
and
smooth.
I know. I just visited my friend in Dallas just 2 months ago to hang out for the weekend, and like as soon as I cross over, all the highways are nice. They're that perfect gray color. They're not like the cheap black asphalt that they use in here for the micro.
And it gets hot and cold. It gets hot and cold like our weather.
Yeah,
yet for some reason, our weather, the roads can't hold up to it. No.
I want to talk about law enforcement, and you can remain silent if it helps you more politically. So I'm going to be a tack dog on this. I'm planning a neighborhood meeting to have you come speak to our neighborhood. We have a problem with cops no longer doing their job. And it's coming from management, coming from supervisors. We didn't defund the police.
No.
What we did was just tell them, just don't do your job. I have wrecked cars with no engines, cars not even on tires that are left in my neighborhood, and the cops come out and they won't even tag them for towing.
No.
On public streets.
Right.
And cars parked the wrong way, parked right up against a fire hydrant, and they just aren't doing anything. And I think it's coming from City Hall. And I'm beside myself what the heck to do, because I've got a guy running a mechanic shop in my neighborhood. And he admitted he was.
Out of his garage.
Yeah. And really, he built an illegal carport right up against the curb.
Really?
Yes. This is the kind of stuff going on. And nobody's doing anything. And what's happened is it's so demoralized neighborhoods that the whole neighborhood is falling apart.
Oh, yeah. No, what happens.
And here's the thing. In Phil Lakin's district, they enforce it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that part of town's deemed worth saving.
My district, they do it.
Yeah.
We had a car park just at a cul-de-sac at the end, and would be there and had loud, it was like a Camaro or something that he built or something. Just would rev it up, but never drive it away. It was always there.
Here's the thing.
Well, let me just finish.
Yeah.
And so this person called. They came out, put the old chalk on the tire, came back next day to tow it away. Yep. And that person moved out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the thing. I think it started with G.T. Bynum, because he bought that leftist woke whole thing. And Monroe's continuing it. The poor neighborhoods need a break. Don't you see?
A break from what?
Yeah, that's right.
From the man.
Oh, right.
The oppressive police. We're just deciding in the poor neighborhoods, it's okay to break ordinances.
See, that's incredible, because and this is what I'm glad I could talk to you guys, because this is what I constantly been telling people. Just break down the fourth wall, like throw away the facade. The poor areas are the ones that actually need it the most, because they're affected the most by crime. They're the ones that are, hey, I don't have that much stuff, but somebody just came and stole all of my stuff. And there's no, I can't buy new stuff.
In my neighborhood, now, you know, the Avondale apartments south of me.
Yeah.
They have.
That's right by my neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said.
Yeah.
So they have this little area under a gazebo where everybody's mailbox is a little compartment, put a key in it. They've been broken into every few weeks for the last 3 years.
Wow.
And nobody's doing anything about it. Police, now it started spreading. And now my neighborhood, which has those same collective boxes, was getting broken into. I literally have video of the one across the street from me, the people doing it. It's got their car, everything. I don't have the license plate number, and police wouldn't even take a police report.
Really?
They said, no, that's post office. They enforce that. Now, get this. I said, I'm filling it out anyway. File it wherever you file. But for me, I'm doing it. So they took my report. 6 months later, I get a call from a police detective. Yeah, about 6 months later. He says, you filed this some time ago. I understand the notes here say that you have video. I said, yeah. Well, could you send that to us? I said, why now? He said, well, a credit card was mailed and then stolen and then used. And I said, oh, really? So now when the banks are the victims, all of a sudden you're interested. But if it's, me or my stuff or, anything, that's okay. You won't even take a report. But as soon as the bank suffers a loss, you see what happened here?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I was furious with them. And this is our Tulsa Police Department. And they're not protecting the little guy. They're protecting the big guy. That's it right there. The rich neighborhoods get enforcement. The poor neighborhoods, well, we got to ease out. Those people have a hard life.
Yeah.
And this is the crap. And now my neighborhood cul-de-sac is a junkyard.
Yeah.
I've got a car that's been sitting there for like 3 years and the police still wouldn't do it.
The car's been sitting there
without an engine.
Without an engine.
Yeah.
Wait, and you said it's on a public street, right? It's not in the neighborhood. It's like in the, wow.
Yeah, the city came by and painted parking spaces there, but still
But
you're on the street.
The car?
Wait a minute. They painted parking spaces
in the cul-de-sac.
In the cul-de-sac of private residences.
The cul-de-sac's public street.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But everybody around there, all the houses are owned by individuals.
Yeah.
And they painted parking spaces on the street.
The city, Susan Savage is up for re-election. She did something.
That's ridiculous. I mean, because you're basically saying this is public parking. When you put a parking space. It's
just like curbside parking.
Yeah.
But we designed the people who built the neighborhood designed it so there would be some guest parking there. Because these are patio homes. Eddie, you've been there. There's like, we're cramped in.
Yeah, but still, you should.
But still, here's the point. City ordinance, it can't be there more than 48 hours.
That's right.
And you can be marked for towing.
It's right.
So if somebody calls, say, hey, it's been here for a week. Okay, we'll put a tag on it and then we'll come back. And if it still hasn't moved, that tag's still there, then we're towing it. My kids' cars, have been towed that way. Well, we're living there. So, this is the crap. And I'm saying the city of Tulsa has decided that they're going to defund the police enforcement in the poor parts of town. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And it doesn't just end there. Remember when Tim Harris arrested a young couple? It was up in North Tulsa, working class family. One Saturday morning, their kids woke up. It was like June. And they walked a block and a half down to a park and somebody saw kids unattended. Called the police. Police took the kids away from the parents and they charged them with child neglect. And Tim Harris enforced it. He said, that's a dangerous neighborhood. And that's why he did. If the kids had lived a block away from Hunter Park in South Tulsa, they wouldn't have done it. So what do we have? We got two sets of laws. The poor part of town have these extra enforcements on parenting, but the rich folk in the nice part of town, it's okay for their kids to go to the park. I used to spend my whole day down to the park.
Yeah.
As a kid. Yeah. And this is the disparaging part of it. But now Tim Harris went overboard on enforcement. What I'm saying is the cops are just doing the opposite. And I think it happened with the whole Black Lives Matter thing, the defund the police thing.
I think it's just GT and I guess it's his benefactor.
Well, and his white guilt.
I think it's a combination of like everything. I mean, they're all working together. As you guys know, like all the city councilors are like best friends. I don't think there's one city councilor that doesn't have a friend relationship with another city councilor. Yeah,
it's all groupthink now.
All groups of it. And so it's a groupthink thing. And then and politically, I mean, no matter what they say, like to us as the public, or what they write down, or what they put on the computer, or what they put on a video, they all have like the same opinion of how things should go. They want to use the money, and they want to use the law enforcement as their cudgel to like beat back anybody who doesn't agree with them. And I think that's exactly what you're saying, because they want to say that they're helping the poor people or the poor sections of the area, but they have to, you know, like you mentioned earlier, they have to get in line with their backers. Like if they're getting money from somebody, the corporate interests and the corporate ties are so deep with each other that there's really no difference between the government and corporation.
Well, and there you have it. You've got George Kaiser's money, and this is all George Kaiser.
Yeah, he's had
because again, Kathy Taylor who worked for George Kaiser, right? It was on the board at Bank of Oklahoma when she ran for mayor, and she's been the real mayor during all of GT's term, and now with Monroe's term. Monroe started in government working for Kathy Taylor.
Is she still on the board?
You know, she controls it whether she's got a title or not.
Not right, because she's so deep.
That's my sense of things.
Well, because she's got money too,
yeah.
So it's
that's who I really think we're up against. That's really what I think it is.
Yeah, that's true. And here's the problem we have between the Republicans in Tulsa and in many major cities. The wealthy in your cities are wealthy off the backs of the poor.
Yeah.
Whereas
you're not supposed to say this.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm saying say it loud. Yeah. No, but anyway, and then the Republicans are usually those that have earned it on their own, working more broadly.
The mom and pops. Yeah.
Well, not just that, but I mean, like in the oil industry, they'll go out, you know, and dig oil or find oil.
They'll take the hard jobs. They'll take the rough jobs.
Right. And work themselves up into
the 20-hour days.
Exactly.
Right. And so you've got, but, you know, say George. Okay. George started in the oil business. Kaiser started in the oil business. However, he's moved into the banking business. And if you ever look into how he got a hold of BOK, it's an amazing story. He basically stole the bank of Oklahoma.
The federal government handed him BOK and money along with it.
Exactly. And but whereas generally you're because there are some wealthy Republicans. Problem is they stay removed from the poor parts of town because they don't, like you're talking about your area, okay? Where I live, I guarantee you nobody even knows about or thinks about what's going on in West and Western Tulsa or in North Tulsa because we're not faced with it.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's how these people are able to get their power and their money from bamboozling the residents by promising them and telling them that people in South Tulsa and in Broken Arrow all around, they're your enemy.
Yeah.
We're your friend, but we're your friend, although we're going to take 90% of anything that comes in on your behalf. I'm sorry, Aaron, we're stealing your time.
No, that you're fine. I love listening to it.
Well, here's what happened. Y61st in Peoria.
Yeah.
Is when Roger Randall became mayor. That was right when we switched over to the city council instead of the city manager.
That was late 80s, early 90s, right?
Early 90s.
Right.
And then his chief of staff was Susan Savage.
Susan Savage.
So they were hell-bent they're going to clean up Morningstar Comanche Park. 2 projects, apartment complex, North Tulsa. Horrible crime, all kinds of issues. And boy, were they proud of themselves for what they accomplished. All they did was they would evict people and send them down to Fairmont Terrace, 61st in Peoria.
Wow.
Yeah.
And But it was success.
Yep.
We cleaned up North Tulsa.
And Fairmont Terrace is still there.
Well, even
Wonder how many name changes.
what are the apartments at 81st and Lewis that run behind Victory?
Yeah, that's right by my house. So that's the so those are two apartment complexes. There's Foxfire, which is right behind, and then on the end of Foxfire, closer to 71st, it's Pheasant Run, where my dad used to live for a long time.
Well,
and
we had
main
friends.
The lakes.
We had friends in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
That went to ORU, and they those were used to be ORU resident housing.
Really?
Over there.
Oh, wait,
Apartments?
you're talking at Riverside in 81st.
Yeah, Riverside.
Oh, yeah, that was grad housing.
Yeah, that was the Riverside. Yeah, those are newer apartments, like in the
Case
last 20
took
years.
over them.
Yeah, Case. Yeah.
Right. And everything was nice and cool. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I guess the students didn't want to live there anymore. A lot of them moved out and have other places. And that place is also contributing a lot to what's going on, the dilapidation or deterioration of the area.
Are you talking about further south, like closer to the casino? Because I think that's that's Riverbend. My dad also lived in those apartments too. Those have been there forever, and they actually rescaled it. They did the gentrification thing and did like a whole new thing. But I have noticed that I don't think a lot of people like actually live there, or if they do, it's definitely low income housing for sure. Yeah.
So it's just a part of the city that is being ignored, and because I believe one of the big factors too is not necessarily the suburbs or anything. It's this whole urban renewal, the center of town.
Urban renewal, yeah.
When we decided on 2025, the original 2025, that we're going to reinvest in the center of Tulsa. Downtown was deader than a doornail.
That's what I've heard from people, because I was a kid when that happened, and we didn't really go downtown much for almost anything because there was other
nothing. And the property owners down there decided they wanted their money back. They needed their money.
It's the property owners.
It's the property owners down there that did it. Okay. And that's when the revitalization happened, and so all the focus, all the money has been going into downtown. Now, there's some nice places. They're into that, what they call it, multi-use. There's a
the they repurposed, the old YMCA was the Wylofts, and I don't think they're there anymore. I think they redid the building again.
They probably did, because my daughter came from California, and we decided, our son, who's a chef in that world, and he took us down there to this place, brand new restaurant, and the bottom floor is restaurant, ice cream shops, different shops. The second floor is offices, and then you got apartments. It's this whole multi-use thing.
Multi-use office building, yeah.
Right. And so you got
New York City buildings are that way.
Yeah. And that's what they're trying to go towards. That's they want to turn Tulsa into that type of modern city, planning or whatever. And it's changing everything.
Do you remember the movie Whitney Houston was in called The Preacher's Wife?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The plot of that had to do with a property developer wanting to come in, put a whole bunch of things in, and the church is right in the middle of what it wants to do.
Yep.
But it was going to change a working class neighborhood, minority neighborhood, into something more posh and everything. And the preacher says, but where are these people going to go?
That was Denzel, wasn't it?
Denzel played the angel.
Oh,
that's right.
It was
Gregory Hines was the preacher, I think.
No, he was a property developer.
He was the property developer?
It might have been Bobby Brown, I think, actually played the preacher in that.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe that's where they met.
Anyway,
right. Okay.
But here's the point of that. It's so important to municipal planning here. The YMCA, I remember way back in the 80s, it was one step up from homelessness. You essentially had a little dorm room, and it filled a niche for people down and out, just getting back on their feet, maybe working just a minimum wage job and that. But the YMCA was providing housing. We don't have those kinds of things. We shut down the YMCA because it was a blight on our posh project of revitalization. You have to have a place for those people to live, or they're going to live in Joe Creek subdivision.
Yeah.
You know, this is it. You have to have that thing. Now, I don't believe it's just a matter of housing or throwing money. They're there largely because of a mental health issue, which then translates many times to a substance abuse thing because they're trying to self-medicate their mental health. And unless you go to the core of it, you're wasting your money throwing money just at housing.
Amen.
You know?
Yeah.
That's really where it's at.
That you bring up some
Oh, here's another big thing.
Yes, sir.
And this, Kevin Stitt, I hope you're listening here. Because
he's a big fan of the show.
The Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services was so poorly run for so long. And I mean, I've been at war with them. Steve Coonsweiler's been at war with them. And what happened? Finally, they had to clean house. And you know what the governor did and his team? All of the contractors and people that they are giving grants to, they just shut it all off. And I just got done talking. I was on the board of NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness.
Yeah.
They gave us a $30,000 a year grant that just paid for a part-time office manager for us so that our volunteer work, like training cops, you know, helping families stay together and care for each other, that's all gone. And we had Bob Sullivan was in a couple months ago. Remember, Bob? He was on the board as a volunteer of the Clubhouse, which is a place for people with mental health issues, just as a day center for them. All their funding dried up. Department of Mental Health was giving them a grant because they were doing a better job in the private sector as volunteers than what the state could do. But they just cut it all off.
Yeah.
And now we totally defunded and run out all of these nonprofits that were actually doing something. And we in Tulsa and then Oklahoma City, this is why the problem's even worse. We don't have those private sector charities that were getting some help because they could prove to the state they're doing a better job than the state could. And that is part, as any member of the city, you got to raise hell with the state because the state fell down on it.
Yeah.
So I'm blaming them too.
No, I agree. I mean, it's all cyclical because the city government is obviously working with the state. It's more, but I mean, especially since, and I didn't even learn this until the first time I ran because everybody knows what our sales tax is, but we have to give a portion to it of the state and then a portion to it of the county, and only a portion actually goes to the city. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, the money that we're that's supposedly going to the state to help us with the state roads and all that stuff, that's not being helped either. Mm-hmm. All the infrastructure is just taking a back seat to, just like you guys both mentioned earlier, they're all just pet projects. Like all of the counselors would rather just spend the money on the stuff that's going to get them good pub, good relations with whoever their corporate sponsors are. And they're not actually that's incredible that you mentioned those people, they were getting grants. Cause like, that's actually the only type of situation that I would want a grant to go to is like, wait a minute, you're doing a really good job with only $30,000 and you're helping people and you're not asking for a bunch of ridiculous like state funds for like millions of dollars. Just have it. Why can't you use that? I mean, but the grants that they throw nowadays, they just give it to all like weird corporate alignments, like weird sponsorships. The counselors themselves, like they vote on giving each other like resources for their own charities and stuff like that. That's the most ridiculous. Obviously, you guys know about the Vanessa Hall Harper thing, and then what just happened with Lori Dr. Wright, where she sat out for the vote, but then my counselor voted to give her the money anyway for her project. And so it's just stuff like that. It just boggles my mind. That's a huge indicator that even if we did have the money and we agreed to use it on the right thing, if we don't give it to the right people, then it's not going to do any good. Just like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. The problem is that I think the gentrification and the so-called urban renewal, bringing in basically all these yuppies from all, Kaiser's funding of all these people at $10,000 a year. That I think has led to where we are. So now you've got this giant voting block. For example, in the last several elections, Republicans and conservatives have won everything in the state except Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Edmond,
Yeah.
wherever the university are.
Yeah, population. Yeah.
Right. And then, of course, it's not, and of course, what do you have with the university? You have the teachers, all of the people that get paid by that. The other thing is your teachers, your public school teachers. You know, I ran here in this district, 11, and
7. You said 11.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
7, 11. Yeah. Anyway, and like from about 61st down to 41st is on this side, right where we are, is where just boatloads of former and current teachers are, retired teachers and everything. And they've got that mentality. And so it's a hard, I'm not the only one. What's his name that running for the state?
Paul Wessoff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Wessoff. Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry. Paul Hassing.
Hassing, yeah.
Hassing, yeah.
He's tried it for several years, and it's just like pushing a boulder up a hill. I mean, because these people are so entrenched in thinking that Republicans are their enemy and Democrats are their friends in education and so forth. And the thing I keep trying to get through to people, which is very hard to do, it's getting harder, is that education is not about the teachers. See, this is the thing. You might actually, it might not go very far in some case, but we've made it about the teachers instead of about the students.
Yeah.
So we have failing schools, but well-paid teachers, and it's still not enough. They want more money, even though the kids are failing more and more.
Yeah.
Did you read my mind? I mean, that's something that I've railed on a lot. And I always want to preface saying, because like there are a bunch of fabulous teachers that I do think that there's so like if they were in like I don't know, professional football or professional sports, they would definitely be paid like higher, like based off of their skill level and talent. But like you're talking about where you're going to work, like the same thing with my job, like somebody who has like same, skill level, and, you can do, loans and you have experience. I mean, you're probably going to get the same like hourly salary that I would get based off of your experience. Same thing with teachers. I mean, you guys all go in knowing that you're just, you're educating, and it's not just education. It's important. Just like you said, they think it's about them though. They think they're not being paid enough to deal with your children, which I think is really weird, because I thought like that would just be like no, but like you get the goosebumps, like I get to teach and mold young minds, like, and that's not enough. Like, I mean, that's
a calling.
It's a calling. It's just like anything else in life. It's a calling. It's something that you wanted to do. Like, I would love to be a teacher. I mean, I've always felt like sometimes I do a much better job teaching somebody to do something than I could do it myself, because you gotta figure out, okay, what do they resonate with? Like what links with them? Like, I think there was a line from a movie where somebody was like, I don't know if I can learn this. Man, it's like, dude, I can teach Japanese to a monkey. I just need a connection. So let's just connect. It's like, and then he started talking about like world wrestling, and he's like, well, just think of world wrestling, like who the Ed McMahon is, like the whatever a historical figure. And then they started talking, and then he ended up passing his test because like he was a really good teacher. But that's what I'm saying. Like you can, and you don't even need like money and resources to teach people. I mean, obviously we always want to have like the best books. We always want to have the best things. We always want to have materials, but you can teach people by just sitting in a field and telling them about things.
Well,
I mean,
and what should tell you something is when Epic, and it was the big Epic
charter schools. Yeah.
And Epic was paying teachers bonuses at the end. The good ones, they were getting paid more than the regular ones. And you had some, I think they were getting up to $100,000 a year. 2 special ed teachers 10 years ago. And this is, David and Ben both told me this. The founders of Epic said they're getting 102 and 104,000 a year. And most of it is the stipend they get for each kid who is deemed to have had a successful academic year. Exactly. Oh, and they give you like 30 kids that are on your plate that you got to check up on. If all 30 advance, you get your base pay, which they paid like 65,000. Or no, I forget what it was. It was like, it was higher than public schools. And then if all 30 gone, that's 30,000 more stipend on top of that.
That's gross.
Right.
That's really ridiculous.
But it's the way it should be. You pay the people that are doing the job. You don't have people. I remember several years ago, McLean, before it was a academy.
Yeah.
There was they hired a guy to. Thompson was the superintendent, black superintendent we had for a while. Anyway, and he hired this guy who used to work for PSO.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And he had retired from PSO, and they convinced him to become the principal. They couldn't call him the principal because he didn't have an education degree, so they called him the CEO.
Yeah.
He was the CEO of McLean High School. So he got in there. He was in there for 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, because of what he was doing for PSO, he realized something's wrong here. You know, you had entire classes where no one got more higher or lower than a C. Everybody in the class got a C. And in other classes, you had them getting A's or B's, but it was not based on what they were actually learning. It was more on who they are and who their parents
Oh,
were.
my God.
And he was, I mean, and he got into it with the superintendent because, and here's the thing too, the feeder schools, the middle school, Monroe, and there were one or two others up there that fed the kids in there, the elementary and junior high. What they were doing, this sounds terrible, they were purposely keeping them as failing schools.
Yes.
Because they were getting federal grants and money to bring, but the money never went to them. It would go to Memorial, Edison, and these other schools around town instead of going to where they needed. And he actually told me that he realized what they did. They needed to keep these as underperforming schools to keep getting that extra money.
Yep.
And, I mean, some
federal grants.
It's a cash cow. It's the gift that never ends. It never stops giving. You can give it to whoever you want. And the funny thing, those three schools that you mentioned, and I do apologize because I haven't paid close attention since I graduated. But I remember, I mean, I had respect for any school that we played or any other, people that went to schools, because I always just thought, Jinx at the time, because I was a kid, like, okay, everybody's getting a similar education and they should all be respected and everything. When you come to go to those schools, you just mentioned they get all that money. We've been to Memorial plenty of times. They don't use it on their school. They're using it on other things. And same thing with Edison. That's close to our district.
Well, Memorial exists to be a farm club for the Booker T football team.
See, that's hilarious. And that's hilarious in itself too, because like we played Memorial. I'll never forget my sophomore year, the year we won the title. I remember we went there and it was a rainstorm. It was a freak rainstorm. Their locker room flooded, the visiting locker room. We were walking around in 1 foot of water in our cleats, like before the game even started, an hour before. Yeah. And I was like, oh gosh, I didn't realize that it was like this, because that, and not to say that like Jinx is the greatest ever, but like we never had stuff like that happen.
I'll put it this way.
For sure.
If the government pays you to fix a problem, I'm being facetious here.
Yeah. By
By all means, do not fix it or they'll defund you. That's exactly that's why they're doing it. Hey, I tell you what, we've really gone over our hour, but here's what I want to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've already mentioned I'm going to be holding a neighborhood meeting for my neighborhood. I'm supposedly part of the homeowners association.
You're the CEO.
Yeah. But I'm saying to people now, he's going to explain where his district is so you confirm whether or not you're part of it. But I'd invite you to reach out to Aaron. I'm talking to the people listening, and put together maybe a Friday night or Sunday night, neighborhood meeting just down at the intersection of that, and let Aaron come listen to what the biggest needs are in your neighborhood, because he needs that to properly represent. He's going to school and you're his teacher. Okay. And that's what I'd like to see happen.
Absolutely.
Now, how do people reach out to you?
Yeah, they can. The best way to reach me is on Facebook. I'm on it every day. It's automatic. I locked my login, so it just automatically is logged in no matter what. So it'll always be active, and I'll always get a notification when somebody gets.
How did I reach you?
You reached me through Facebook.
I clicked friend request, you responded, and then I hit messenger and make a phone call.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yeah.
I called you back, I think, within an hour or so. I hope.
And then I got your cell phone.
Yes, yes.
Why don't you tell them what that is?
Yes.
In the spelling and all. How to get you on Facebook.
So Facebook, Aaron, AARON, the middle initial L, as in Lewis, and then Bisogno, B as in boy, ISOGNO. And like I said, you can always get me there. And then if you guys want to reach me by cell phone, it's 918-606-4925. If that's a lot easier than just going online, because I know not everybody likes to use social media. I'm on it to connect with people, to talk to them, because that's the real way it was actually intended, not shoveling propaganda down your throat every day.
I saw what drew me to you is I saw what you posted about the plaza. It's 81st and Lewis.
Oh yeah. By the way, did you see what happened? Did you see the end result of that?
What?
Oh, Friday. I can't remember. It was Friday. No, it was Thursday afternoon. Anthony Archie, my opponent, obviously, posted a video, literally the same exact spot where I took my video 5 days earlier on a Saturday, because I was just wandering around doing errands, and I was just showing. It's like, you know what? I better just show people what's going on here. And he's like, I don't want to say the whole thing, but like all he did was just say, big things are coming. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the overgrowth at the Crown Plaza hotels. Like, have been complaining. It's been like that for months. And he produces a video then, and he starts saying, like, I've talked to people, high up people. I can't really give you any of the details, but it's coming. In the next few days, it's coming. I lost it. I immediately just posted 3 comments in a row. I was like, dude, you totally lied. You're not doing anything. You didn't say anything in this video. And then he has, like, I don't know if I would imagine these are real people. I'm sure it's people that he was in contact with, but you can tell they're kind of like sock puppet. They're not really active on Facebook, but they're always good for a comment. Always like, hey, great job doing things. And they never respond to you. So I almost think that they are kind of sock puppet accounts. And if you are a real person, I do apologize if you really do like.
I'm kind of bummed that there's only 2 of you in this race.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because it will be decided. The election is August
25th. Tuesday, 25th.
See,
yes, sir.
Eddie, 2 years ago, made it into a runoff, and then it was in November.
Yeah,
there's election.
That's one thing I will change, by the way. We're not doing elections anymore in the summer. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
So, well, you can go back to partisan elections.
Yeah,
too.
yes. So they switched it back. They did just switch it back.
Really?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
When does that take effect?
That should take effect this election. They just did it right before this past election.
Wow.
They switched it back to where it was.
Well, that should help you.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
Because the true Republicans, I think, know what's going on.
Okay, let's follow up on that. But here's the thing. If it wasn't in August, I'd be reaching out to the ORU College Republicans, which have done some amazing things. And we'd get you in front of the college Republicans, and we'd get, because they have their issues about safety at 81st and Lewis.
Oh, I know.
Because it's a real issue.
I was just there.
And, you know, neighborhood development, commercial development, those kids need shops within walking distance. You know, so those are ways we can do things, but they've stacked it against you.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway, so August 25th.
Yes, sir.
And tell us this district. It's basically West Tulsa general.
Right.
But it's creeping more and more into
Southwest Tulsa. Yeah. So basically it's all along Riverside all the way to 101st. And then it just kind of like bottlenecks up right before St. Bernard's Church, like just shy of Harvard. And it goes there. But then it goes even wider, like closer to 80. I'm sorry. It goes up to Harvard at like 81st, all the way to 61st, basically. Yeah. And then it cuts off right at the 61st in Peoria. Like, line. I think that's, if you go south of 61st Street, that's the cutting line, I think, for the District 2. And it goes straight across the river. And then everything from West 81st Street, Tulsa Hills, all the way to Southwest Boulevard.
Yeah, and I have to apologize. West Tulsa, we haven't talked too much about your issues, and I know you have real issues over there, but
they're the same as across the street.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've just seen the east side of the river become the stepchild for the last 20 years in District 2. Sure. And it's time we change that.
Absolutely.
All right,
Aaron. Thanks for coming in.
No, hey, thanks for having me. You guys have been excellent. I love talking to people. I mean, as you can see, I just love to talk. So
it's great.
I appreciate it.
All right, going to break.
All right, bless you, man. Take care, and let me see if I can figure out what he has done.
All right.
Hey, we'll be right back.